Hi Stampers, it's Rachel here from rachelthestamper.wordpress.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute little project. It is a little box, so you just slide this back part open and you can put a little treat in here, and then you just fold it closed and you slide it back into this little box, just like so. So I actually got this idea, I don't know if any of you know this company or not, but they make jewelry and their stuff comes in these little boxes, and I thought that would be such a cute idea. However, I had to go through many versions to get it sized down good enough for us, since we only had 12 by 12 paper. So you can see it is definitely smaller. However, you can fit still plenty of little things in here. You could put, well, you could certainly put a little piece of jewelry in it if you wanted to. You could put, hold on, I have a couple ideas here for you. Sorry about that. You could put a flash drive in it. You could put, I mean, you can even fit a little stamp, mini stamp in it. So if that gives you a good idea of the size of it. I don't think you could quite fit a snail. Nah, snail would be a little too big. But it is a good size. You could definitely fit some Ghirardelli chocolates, some Hershey's miniatures, really even some Hershey nuggets would fit in there as well. But just a really cute little treat box. Probably not big enough for a gift card, but anyway. So let me show you how to do it. So as I said, I went through numerous versions, so I'm going to kind of show you my best way to do this. And the other thing I'm going to ask you to do is please don't mind my color choices. The largest 12 by 12 paper I had was when we still had Gumball Green. So this is a little bit old. I think this is like Gumball Green, Marina Mist. Gosh, I don't even know what color yellow that is. But anyway, these are older colors, so just bear with me. You can use it for anything. You could also use it if you wanted to with designer series paper. The only thing is it wouldn't be quite as thick. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of 12 by 12 paper and you're going to cut it at 6.5. Okay, so you're going to just trim this at 6.5. Just like so. You are going to save this piece because we're going to use this piece for the outside box. So this piece you're going to want to trim off at about, not really 2 3/4, but maybe, I guess that'll be 2 14/16 maybe. Okay, so you're going to trim that straight across. This piece you can use if you're going to cut out any other little flowers and things. So I use the Botanical Blooms Framelits, I believe is what they're called, and I just cut out a bunch of different leaves, so you can use this for your extra piece. So we're going to go ahead and take these two pieces and we're going to get out our Simply Scored. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first of all, so I have a little template here, so it goes like this. Okay, so you're going to have a long piece which is going to basically wrap around, oops, to your short piece to make it closed. Okay, just like that. So you're basically measuring your 2 3/4, and then this little tab here is whatever you have that's left over. Okay, so we're going to score at 2 3/4, and this is completely up to you. Okay, so when I did this, what I went ahead and did it was, this could go either way, so I'm going to kind of show you. 2 3/4, you could do it this way, 2 3/4, so you would score it here on your trimmer. So 2 3/4. And then what I did is I went and moved the 2 3/4 mark that I just scored over, and then I scored it again at 2 3/4. Okay, so essentially you could also do this on the Simply Scored. So you'd go 2 3/4 and then you would go 5.5. Okay, so 2 3/4, then 5.5, or you can continue to do it the other way and then just move your 2 3/4 again, score. So that's one more 2 3/4. Okay, so if you're following along, that'll be 2 3/4, 5.5, 8 1/4, and then you would move one more time your 2 3/4 measurement, your score line to the measurement, and you would score it one last time. So basically this will be your little tab that's left over. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just reinforce these on here so it makes a little bit more sense for now. So we have 2 3/4, 5.5, 8 1/4. Oh, hold on, I'm getting my wrong score line there. It's just above 8 1/4, and then at 11. Okay, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to turn it lengthwise. Okay, and we're going to score this now at 2 1/4. Let me do it with my big one. 2 1/4. And the other way I did this, just for purposes of explaining it many ways, so 2 3/4, if you did that, you would turn this sideways, and I went this way. So I moved it to, is that right? 2 1/4. 2 1/4. I will put all these measurements on the blog. I know this is a little confusing. So 2 1/4. And then what I kind of went with is this is 1 13/16. That's really confusing, but so you're going to be right at, like, it's 3 hash marks before the 2. So no, I'm sorry, not 1. It's just 13/16. Am I right? Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, 13/16, not 1 13/16. So again, that's going to be about 3 hash marks before the 1. Okay, so you just need this little skinny line. Okay, and then we're going to do it one more time, and then this next one is going to be again at 2 3/4. So you'll just slide your, because that's just basically making the little lip. Okay. All right, so if you're following along on this one instead, you'll be scoring at 2 1/4, about 3, and then at about, what is that, half, the hash mark right before the 6. Okay, so you're going to just score those down. And another just bit of information, if you have a hard time scoring these, or you feel like you're running into different lines, you can also run a piece of wax paper over top of this. It just makes it a little bit more slippery. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for now. We're going to move this on the side, and then this is our piece that should be 2 3/4, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to score this at 2 3/4. Okay, and then we're going to give it about 1 inch. So we'll go with 3 3/4. Okay, for 1 inch mark. And then, so we're going to have 3 3/4 will be 2 3/4, so that'll be 5 3/4. That'll be 6. Am I right there? 6? No, I think that's a little, I think it needs to be 6 1/4. 6 1/4. And then we're going to score it at 7. Will give us about 1 inch. And that's 9 1/4. 9 3/4. There we go. Okay, let me just slide this in here really quickly, and I'm just going to make sure that I told you the correct numbers on the cutter. So if you're scoring this on the cutting blade instead, you're going to go with 2 3/4. Okay, and then if you want, you're just going to move this over. You just want 1 inch. So 2 3/4 will put you at 3 3/4. Okay, and then you would move this again to the 2 3/4 mark. Score. Move that over one more time. So we're going to move that about 1 inch. And then once more at 2 3/4. Okay, so this is basically just making a little box and a little bit of a lip. So right here, you just want this, just this little piece, just so you have something to cut it under with. So really this piece you can kind of cut off. Okay, so if you see, you're going to have a little box here that's just like a little self-closing box, just like that. Okay, this is just slightly off, so I'm going to just trim this just in a minute to fit. So with keeping, this can be a little bit confusing, I do apologize. With keeping with our little label here, so what we're going to do is this is going to be how we're going to cut it. Okay, so we're going to have a long piece, a center piece, top is going to be missing, a whole center piece, and then a little tab. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut this out. So for right now, we're going to remove, well, let me get my other scissors. Sorry, we're going to remove this whole piece here. And then we're going to move the top. Okay. Then we're going to take off this, oops, that's just a little bit crooked. Let me take that off. Okay. we're going to take off this top piece here, just the one, like that. We're going to take off both of these sections here, because we don't need any of this. Okay, so you can see that's matching. We're going to cut off this end piece. And this end piece, because all we want is the little tab. Okay, just like that. Now we're going to put a little bit of a miter cut here. So I'm going to cut in, essentially I'm just going to cut out the line. Okay, and then same on this one. We're going to cut in just a tad and cut off the line. Okay, so get rid of those two little pieces. All right, so it's half matching. So now we're going to cut out the middle here. So trim in, and then what I found is easiest is if you fold these two in and then you cut this piece off. Okay, so just like that. And you can save all these little pieces if you want to use them to cut your stuff out, but that's completely up to you. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to trim this off just a hair. And then we're going to trim just an edge because it kind of gives a little bit of a flap. You'll understand when we close it. So same thing again, just trim this off just a hair because it's not going to really structurally bother anything. We're going to give this a little bit of a miter and then a corner. Okay, just like that. Other thing we're going to do is we're going to take the Project Life corner rounder, and I know right now this looks upside down. So that's how it looks. Well, this one's backwards, but it's going to be the exact same thing. So it's just opposite. So we're going to take the Project Life corner rounder. We're going to round the ends of those two, and then we're going to round this end here. Just makes it look a little nicer. This is completely optional step. And we're going to just trim just a hair off of both of these. That one's nice. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. What we're going to do now is we're going to just put some adhesive right here on this little tab. You can use whatever you like. Snail does seem to work perfectly fine. And we're going to bring this together. You can fold your creases here as well. Sorry, I didn't mention that. Fold all your creases. You don't really need to use the bone folder, but you can if you'd like. And make sure you fold this one. Oops. Okay, so we're just going to keep that tab out, bring our box in like so. So bring that together, fold this piece here so it closes, and then this is going to close it just like a little box. Just like, oops, hold on, not like that, just like that. Okay, so basically your box is like 2 3/4 square. Just give that a press, and then this is your lid. Okay. So now what we're going to do, let me just bring this together just a smidge more. Just like that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our little box lid that we made here. Now I believe I might have completely botched this one up, so we might have to, yeah, we're going to do one more. So let me grab one more piece of paper just so I can explain this a teeny bit better, because I think I made it sound a little ridiculous. And just for the sake of demonstration, we'll go with a different color. So we're going to make this 2 3/4. Okay, so we're going to cut 2 3/4. All right, move this out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and score again. Okay, let me make sure, did I make that right? Yeah, that's going to just barely cover it, because this last one that I made, so this one does have a tiny overlap. I think I made this one 3, so let's see if we can get away with doing 2 3/4. So we're going to go ahead and score again, just a hair over 2 3/4 every time. Okay, so 2 3/4, and then I made this one about 1 inch. Okay, and then we're going to move this spot again to just a hair over 2 3/4, and then about 1 inch. And then we're going to go about another inch. It doesn't even have to be that much, and trim. Okay, so we're folding all of our score lines, and now we have a perfectly square little box, which this is going to fit in. Okay, so before we do that, You just put some adhesive on this. And you know what? I'm going to have, I think this is rough side out. Yeah, I'm going to do this way. So we're just going to put a little bit of adhesive right on the inside here. Okay, so just like that. Going to bring our box around. Okay. And you just press it just to get yourself a nice seal. And then this box just slips right, come on, right inside like that. Okay, so you have your own little self-contained box. And like I said, I did go with the other colors. You could do whichever way you want, really. And then the only thing you have left to do is just to decorate it. So I did already go ahead and punch out a bunch of little botanical blossoms flowers. So we'll go ahead and put some of these on with some dimensionals. We'll do some flat. But this is a really cute little box. Put anything in. You could decorate this so many different themes. You could do these for little if you're doing like a little baby shower or bridal shower and you felt like really doing it up and making all the favor boxes. That would be a great cute idea. Put another one over here. One on this side, and then we'll just stack a couple little flowers on top of it. You could stamp your little sentiment on top as well. You could even bump it up on something if you wanted to. Just a little, bring in a little bit of yellow there. You could also pop some rhinestones on here. Be really cute. Just put a couple of them in the center of your flower, just like so. Oops. That right in the center there. Just a little tinier one. Okay, but again, there's so many really pretty things. The other thing you can do with this, if you haven't already, be careful though, is you can curl the ends with your bone folder. Just be gentle, because I have lost quite a lot of leaves, even flower petals really, in the process of doing this. Just another little one, tuck that behind there. So I hope you like this idea. There's a cute little tutorial. Again, I will definitely absolutely give you the measurements, and what I will try and do is I'll do them both ways. And again, this box does look a little bit bigger, like I said, because I cut this at 3 inches. So if you want to have a little bit more leeway to have that tucked in, you could certainly do yours 3 inches. So it'd be 3, 1, 3, 1, and then the other little ditzel just to hook it in there. This one I cut more to actual shape. So it's 2 3/4 inch, 2 3/4 and 1 inch, and then a little flap for the inside. But again, I will put both of the measurements. I'll put them on, so if you want to use the Simply Scored, you could do it that way. And I will also put them on if you want to use the trimmer instead, in case you don't have the Simply Scored. You could do it that way. But I think these are both really cute, great things. You could put little stuff inside of there if you'd like. So thanks for taking time to watch. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you haven't already, I have recently started also a Rach the Stamper Facebook page. I'd love it if you would give me a like and a follow. Send me some comments on there as well. You can also follow me on YouTube at Rach the Stamper. I am on Pinterest, Instagram, and you can shop for all this and more 24/7 in my online store, rachthestamper.stampinup.net. Your purchases help me to keep doing these videos, guys, so I really appreciate all your help. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.